Hey guys, if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe and make sure that you like the video so that we can continue to bring you new information as we get it. So what happened with Duke is sad. It's crazy that he paid the ultimate sacrifice with his life. He really cared about his work, he cared about his art. His work was his art, it was a work of art. And he ended up losing his life over money. I mean, he built himself up. He has some amazing pieces, and the stuff and the jewelry that he had with him, he ended up losing, losing all those exclusive pieces for his life, along with some, the money from the dice game. And it's like, when you go back and look at some of the things that we've seen, it's sad that he faced out and saw exactly what happened, and he saw who sent him up. He saw it go down, and he had no way to defend himself, and he had no one with him to even give him a clue that was happening or about to happen. And I mean, he was vulnerable because he opened up and gave everybody a chance there, was friendly, he was there to have a good time. He wasn't there for any drama. And even when they were talking about the security and at the venue, the arena theater where it happened, the security guards were saying oh no, it was chill. The whole environment was relaxed. Everybody was just just having a good time. And something like that, what ended up happening was the last thing that they thought would happen in that environment, because like I said, everybody was completely chill. And so they didn't expect it to happen. I guess that he ended up the security got to him first immediately, and then from there the ambulance arrived to try to help him and everything. And so it's unfortunate, but there's so much security footage that has happened, that's available and that's gonna come out over time. They'll be exactly able to tell who it was. There'll be no question, because at the end of the day, we know that you can, all the stuff that we have, like the phones, the tablets, whatever, they all are pinged with the location, even on those new cars, like the GMC. That is completely, traceable. They know exactly where it was. There's no way to shut that off. You can't shut the location off on these smart cars. If you had an older car, you might be able to bypass that whole thing. But at the end of the day, they know exactly who was in the area, where they were, they can see where everyone was from, one point to the next. And then soon as somebody does call, call in that you need help, they are able to ping all the stuff in the area anyways, and it all gets followed through. So it'll take time for the whole case to go through, but at the end of the day, they know, and they'll be able to tell exactly where everyone was. And then you can rule out, anyone in question, but at the end of the day, it never should have happened like that. It's unfortunate that it did, and it's sad for his family, because that's not, for them it's his brother or the son or whoever, and for other people, and it's it's Duke. But the thing is they've known him forever, and seen him go up, they seen him rise up, and then they saw this happen. And it's crazy that as many people are looking like they're involved or were involved or had some sort of involvement. It's crazy because Like, you never would think that they'd do something like this, you know. And neither did Duke. Duke had no way of knowing that this was going to happen. If he had any clue, he would have had security with him. Like, he wouldn't have went. He would have had security. He wouldn't have brought what he brought. Everybody knows if you're a good salesperson or hustler or entrepreneur or whatever you want to call it these days, you know that if you sell something, if it's a networking situation, you're going to make sure that you bring what you need to, you know, that's how it goes. And so of course he's going to bring the latest stuff that he has, the best pieces, you know, that are exclusive, because he wants to make some sales, like anybody would. And his stuff and his work was great, and so people were really envious of what he had, and you know, he had some amazing things that we've seen, and there's a lot of stuff that obviously we haven't seen yet. I'm sure with time, the pictures of all the actual jewelry that was in the bag, I'm sure will come out. Those weren't, as I know right now, shared online yet or anything, but you know, we'll share them as soon as we find them. You know, he lost a lot, like I think it was $400,000 during the dice game, and then the bag of jewelry, and he lost his life ultimately. And so, I mean, it's surprising to see that they're still waiting to, you know, like, people are still waiting to get suspects, like, for the two, they said there was 2 people in the GMC, but they're looking for 4 people. I don't know. It's just a matter of time until all that information is released further, and you know, people will get what they got coming, I guess you could say. It's just, Duke really never thought that this would go down like this. You know, he definitely wouldn't have gone to Houston if he thought this would happen, and he would have had his own people with him. It's pretty lousy, though, that he would be in a whole new city, somewhere where he's supposed to enjoy and, you know, have a good time, and then he ends up being sent up while he's supposed to be living his best life. Really? I mean, that man was in great health. He, you know, was at the peak, like a great peak in his career, and he was really talented, and he got sent up at, you know, a really, really sad, tough moment. So, I mean, with time, things will come out, and like everybody says, innocent until proven guilty, and we'll see what happens with time. So, make sure you hit like and subscribe, and drop your area if you're still on below. Hey, if you're new to the channel, be sure to hit subscribe and make sure you like this video so you can stay tuned for the latest breaking news and information. You know, Duke really needed to take more precaution. The problem is he opened up to these people. He trusted them. He trusted Boosie. Boosie brought him down there for the concert, brought him gambling, or went gambling the day before. He opened up to them, and then he became completely vulnerable to the situation. And he ended up getting sent up the last place he expected, with people that he could trust. He was having a good time with people that he thought were his friends, and, you know, some real good future business connections, and a networking type event too. At the end of the day, he brought all those pieces there to show off, to sell, to make those deals happen, and, you know, show his work that he was proud of. He didn't expect he'd be taken up for his work that he did.
He had a good day. He won all that money in the dice game. I thought it was 100,000. That man won almost 400,000 at that game. 400,000. And then he had a bag of his pieces, the unmarked pieces. That bag, I think, was something like $500,000 worth. I mean, and he got taken out for it all. It's sad because he didn't see it coming. He did see them, but being down there in Houston, he did not see that coming. He was facing outwards from his red, it looked like a Ford truck. I don't know if it was a Ford or a GMC, but it definitely was a red truck. And he was facing away. You know, I don't know if he had a piece of his own to protect himself in the car. I know Houston's easier to carry down there. I'm not sure how that worked. But, you know, I really thought that he would have had some security with him. Like, he went there. They said that he followed the car with other people there, and he parked and the other people parked in a different lot. Like, when you're following someone and you go somewhere with each other, for the most part, I thought you try to park near each other or together somewhat because you go to the event together. If not, you would have just went there and been like, yeah, I'll meet you there. Like, not like, you park in this lot, I'm gonna park in another lot. Like, that's just so weird. And, you know, they definitely were watching him. When you saw the footage of the game, that 19-year-old stayed looking at Duke. Every single movie made, you know, they were doing like their little secret call and everything else, and as soon as Duke moved a little inch, they like jumped. It just was too suspicious. I mean, and then, you know, what happens with some of these incidents, these pieces get tied to other incidents, you know, and is that really why people are starting to worry now? Like, are these pieces tied to other events that have happened? And now the concern is like, oh, snap, we didn't think we were going to get caught up on that, but because you use this piece again, now it all gets tied together. I mean, is that a situation like this? We don't know. We're going to have to find out. I would estimate that it takes like 3-ish years to go through the court system for something like this. There's a lot of information that they have to get. There's security footage of and like, you know, film and all kinds of stuff that they're going to be going through. There's a lot of stuff that wasn't, you know, out in the open of lots in the area, you know, nearby, that it'll show all the angles, you know. It's just even the security guards at the actual concert were saying that in general the vibe was just like a chill vibe. Everyone was having a good time. It was not a hostile environment where, you know, anyone was concerned or worried or even felt like something like that could happen. Everyone was just like there to have a good time and enjoying themselves and enjoying the music. And then this happened, and they didn't expect it. Security guards got to Duke first, and then after they got to Duke first, the ambulance showed up, and at that point, it was unfortunately, it was too late. But, you know, they said that nobody expected this because it wasn't any type of vibe like that. You know, Duke was in great health. He took care of himself. He was trying to, you know, have a good time and enjoy himself. I mean, I'm wondering, like, did he have insurance on these pieces? Was there a lot of insurance on him? What else is there? You know, with time, we're going to find out more information. We're going to find out, exactly, you know, how the business went down. And, you know, maybe there was other people that wanted to try to invest in Duke's business and his art. You know, the pieces that he made truly were works of art. They were beautiful pieces, and he was a very talented man. And he got taken out too soon, far too soon. You know, it's just very unfortunate that he was so vulnerable, and, you know, really, this is the last thing that he expected. The last thing that anybody expected. They say that there was a lot of people that were talking and stopped talking because they just, you know, nobody knows exactly what happened. But we're gonna find out, and with time we'll get to the bottom of it. We'll see, you know, what truth there is, and like we all know, the truth always comes out. And like in any case or any situation, everyone's innocent until they're found guilty. So, you know, time will tell, and we'll figure out what's gonna pass us by and where needs to, you know, we'll figure it all out. But unfortunately, you know, R.I.P. Duke. Sorry for the loss.
Man.
I talked about how that it never should have happened like that. If he had any fucking intuition, that he would have never fucking went there himself. He never would have fucking went at all. He fucking trusted them, and he made himself vulnerable. And when he was vulnerable, that is when he got caught when he was least expected.
That's when they snuck up on him and ran to
But
the
they didn't
side.
sneak it.
Though.
He's seen it.
Yeah, he saw it happening. That's why they was able to.
That's what they were what?
So you mean to tell me, good. You mean to tell me that dude got sent up before the concert? That cat Boosie said, let's listen to the video. Boosie said on the first video, I was at the dice game with that man. He came out here for my concert. He act like it happened at the concert when he was getting it. I mean, he had like it happened at the dice game when he was getting on the plane though. He had like he came out here for the concert, but he was at the dice game.
Right, he was at the dice game and he went for the concert, which was after the dice game. But did he go to the concert? But Boosie had to have gone to the concert because it was his concert. So he had to have been there. Mm-hmm. But did he go there because that was where it was for him to be, so that he had to say he was somewhere? Like he needed an alibi. He had an alibi because everybody seen
the club. Everybody saw Boosie in the club.
But did he ever look alike? Does he ever look like Boosie? Brother?
No, you gotta understand. Boosie cousin. They said Boosie cousin pointed Duke out before they sent him up.
Not hard to miss him.
Mm-hmm.
That long hair.
Mm-hmm. They said they got Boosie cousin on the thing. Mm-hmm. And for everybody who be talking stuff, like real talk, like the people talking stuff in the comments, it's cool, but I know it's other. I know who that is doing that. That ain't even Boosie.
That's dude. It ain't gonna be him, because why would he fucking say he's gonna do something and do something? He's only gonna fucking incriminate his own fucking self. That's fucking retarded. He's a fucking old G. He's not some fucking young fucking 15-year-old. It's probably fucking stupid ass dude over here. Like, oh man, I know that he's paranoid. I know that he might be a little extra. And there's a million other people that talk about this whole situation. But let me intimidate him, because I know how to intimidate him, because I was closest to him. And when people are closest to you, they know the weak spots that you have. And when they know the weak spots that you have, they can actually get to you. Like that.
You know what I'm saying? Sorry, I had a little too much to drink. But you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
You pointed it out.
I did. Because at the end of the day, the truth comes out.
At the end of the day, the truth come out and everything is being revealed because you gotta understand this is a revolving door and you gotta really look at everybody that's involved in this.
Mm-hmm. Oh, what? You're recording?
Yeah.
Oh, crap, sorry.